Hi, this is Joan of Success Through Service. This is a new YouTube channel dedicated to helping people find a way to get out of really horrific workplace environments. Okay, I started this because I was in a horrific workplace environment and I really had no idea what to do. So I wanted to help other people find a way out because I did. So let's go forward. I found this really interesting article and it addresses the effects of workplace bullying. People don't at the moment completely recognize just how hard it is when you have to get up every day and go to a place where someone is harassing you and belittling you. Now, there is some understanding of domestic violence, some, not nearly as much as there should be, but there is almost none comparatively addressing the effects of workplace bullying. Now, when I was being bullied, I did notice certain things. That is that your coworkers, even the ones who seem to be genuinely nice people, cannot really help you. And the reason is they need their paycheck. And everybody kind of recognizes that if they get involved in this, it could jeopardize that paycheck. Now, the bully I had, the biggest bully, was my supervisor. The thing was, she was also a covert narcissist with great leadership skills. So she was very good at talking to people and subtly getting them to help her in berating you. And that is why your coworkers are in no position to help. You might think, well, I'll go to my supervisor's supervisor. Okay, that might help, but generally it doesn't because the type of personality that bullies tends to be narcissistic, and the society tends to be narcissistic, and it tends to think that that is normal, that it's normal to berate, harass, belittle so that they will see your supervisor as being more valuable than you and might, not all of them do, but a large percentage of them might consider you to be the troublemaker since you are the one complaining. You could go to human resources, but human resources will probably have pretty much the same ideal and will think, well, this person is in a superior position from you, and there's a reason for that. Maybe they're more valuable to the company. So even if you can present a documented case stating that you are in the right and you are being harassed, you are still in danger of continued harassment now, not just from the supervisor and the colleagues, but from the higher ups because they see the problem and it's a lot easier to pin it on you than it is to go look for the root of it. So you may be asking, well, what should I do? Well, before we answer that, let's look at this article I was telling you about because if you are in the situation, it is causing you a lot of difficulties that you may not even be recognizing yourself. This article is What are the Effects of Workplace Bullying by Sherry Gordon. Okay, if you are a target of bullies in the workplace, you probably start each week with a pit of anxiety in your stomach and count down the days until the weekend or next vacation. Inappropriate behavior by adult bullies may include berating people, stealing credit, excluding others, making snide remarks, threatening others, unfair criticism. The health risks of bullying for the victim. The effects of workplace bullying don't end when you leave the office. Being a victim of bullying can cause physical and psychological health problems, including stress, anxiety, panic attacks, trouble sleeping, higher blood pressure, ulcers. Bullying affects job performance. Bullied workers can't perform their jobs to the best of their ability. Performance issues include having trouble making decisions, an incapacity to work or concentrate, a loss of self-esteem, lower productivity. Bullied workers not only lose motivation, they lose time because they are preoccupied with trying to defend themselves, avoiding the bully, networking for support, ruminating about the situation, planning how to deal with the situation. What's more, targets of bullying feel a sense of isolation. In effect, workplace bullying can leave the victim so traumatized that they feel powerless, disoriented, confused, and helpless. Okay, now I myself truly, truly recognize all of these symptoms because I've been through them. So I found a way out and I want to offer it to you. And what I found was if you are being bullied in the workplace, there's only the solution is one simple word, and it may surprise you. That one simple word is quit. I know that sounds strange, and I wish that someone had told me that because I spent a lot of time fighting, and I can say I won in the long run because I got away, but it took years, and it does affect your health, and it's extremely painful to know that you are being wronged and that ultimately the higher ups don't care and you aren't really you're given no kind of assistance. I mistakenly thought that there were laws to help you. And let me tell you, basically, they're not. In some states, employers have the right to fire you for no reason or any reason. That is, you could walk in on Monday and everything's fine. You could go back on Tuesday and they could say, you know what? You're wearing green. We don't like green. Get out. There's nothing you could do if you're in that particular state but get out. Now, you could go hire a lawyer, but if you don't have if you don't have that kind of money saved up or you don't have some sort of support economically from somewhere, that will be a problem. And they if they lie on you, let's face it, sometimes people on jobs can be unscrupulous, and if they lie on you, you won't even be able to get unemployment. So you will be left standing with what do I do now? Well, that was the situation I was in, and let me tell you what I had to learn to do was number one, I believe very strongly in Heavenly Father. And number two, I had to I had to find a way to keep living. And what I found was work for work for yourself. Now ultimately I believe you work for the Heavenly Father. You do his will. And his will is for you to survive economically also. So find a way to help others while you're working. And that's what I'm doing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a link so that you can get more information about this opportunity. And this is an opportunity. Now you work when you were on whatever job you were on, you worked from 9 to 5 at least. And that would be probably if it was full time 5 days a week. So you were putting in at least 40 hours per week doing something. Now, if you could do that for an organization that will throw you out at the least provocation, can't you devote that same amount of time to yourself? Not only to yourself, but to helping your family. Helping your family in a way that they may not, your children may not have to go out into this world and have to deal with the same problems you had to deal with. If you are a single parent, this is extremely important because you don't have that kind of cushion of a mate to fall back on. So this is an opportunity for you to help your children and still be at home, still be that parent and still bring that money in, and also teach your children to do the same thing because you want better than what you have for your children. So what you learn, you teach them so that they can go forward with it. This is an opportunity if you have had problems on a job and are now having problems finding another one, or if you have been arrested or if you have some sort of a record and are having a hard time finding a position, this is for you. This is something you can start. And it is an extremely low investment to get started. Now, before you say investment, oh no, well, there's nothing you can start that won't have something of an investment for the most part. And with this, you will get that investment back based upon how much time and effort, and that is your biggest investment here, based upon how much time and effort you're willing to put into it. And you'll be working with a well established company, working with them, and you will be independent, but you will be assisted and you will assist others. Because if you teach your children and you see someone falling in your community and you help them, you have done so much good. And you've also done good for yourself, not just economically, but if you help the community, that's the future for your children. They're probably going to marry somebody in that community, so you want to help as much as you can, and it always comes back to you. So I'm going to provide the link, and let me mention again, you'll be working with a company that is well respected, has been around for over 70 years, and provides a service that at least 90% of the population will use and need on a monthly basis. So please click the link.